It was a quiet Father's Day afternoon, or so we thought in the college basketball world, until wild, wild Will Wade decided to take an unprovoked shot at his new in-state rival. NC State is the home of Will Wade for his first season with the Wolfpack. One of the biggest things on his plate as the head coach will be to try and be a thorn in North Carolina's side. He has already begun this. He took Ven-Allen Lubin from Hubert Davis in North Carolina via the transfer portal this summer, and now Will Wade, unprovoked, is throwing shots right back at Hubert Davis in the North Carolina program. This is what Will Wade said over the weekend. I believe this was from a sit down with Aaron Torres, maybe? At least Aaron Torres is getting the accreditation on this. Anyways, this is the quote from Will. Quote, "The other school was too dumb to play him. When Ven-Allen plays 28 minutes, he's done that in 23 games. He averages 15 and 8. I don't know why the hell they didn't play him, but we're going to play him. So he's going to average 15 and 8.
Hmm.
The numbers are the numbers. I've seen the numbers. I've made this point before. When Ven-Allen Lubin plays, he is that productive. Will Wade is not wrong in that. But the other school was too dumb to play him. That is direct shots at Hubert Davis in North Carolina. Do you like this, and do you think he's right?
Look, North Carolina front court was very, very thin and unproductive last year. So, I mean, Ven-Allen Lubin was their best front court player, correct? Unless I'm missing somebody. Like, it wasn't Jalen Washington. It wasn't, I mean, am I missing somebody clear as day?
In terms of scoring and rebounding production, that would be correct to say. Ven-Allen was their best front court player.
So I mean, that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense that Will Wade would say that. And I think that, looking at it and just broadly, he's probably right. He's probably right. He should have played more. Um, I have the hardest time talking about this because I hear so much about the NC State UNC rivalry, and the boiling and the talking point is the taking of Ven-Allen Lubin. Didn't I mean this used to mean something, didn't it?
Uh, Honestly, no.
Oh, it didn't? Okay.
Well, honestly, okay. Moment of respect or disrespect here. It's NC State, right? And North Carolina fans mostly hate everything I say, but when has NC State North Carolina meant anything, Cart? It's North Carolina Duke.
I mean, apparently it means something. Then I'm told it looks like it, seems
And
like
it,
it.
it means something in the sense that North Carolina just beats these guys every year. That's all it means. I'm sure it's fun to beat them, but like like the idea that it used to mean something. When? When has NC State basketball ever meant anything, right? That's what Will Wade has been brought in to change, I think. And I think this is actually a very concerted effort by him to start that process.
Yeah, I need Hubert to strike back though.
Yeah?
Yeah, simply put, just say it's Ven-Allen Lubin.
He could do that, couldn't you?
You could also be like, well, here's what I did. I upgraded my front court from Ven-Allen Lubin. Um, you should give it a try instead of adding him.
Yeah, I mean that is exactly what Hubert did this offseason, right? The North Carolina front court pretty much clearly got better by the end of the
Right.
year.
Like I went out and got bet. He Hubert can't let this happen, but he is going to let it happen just to make it very very clear. But he shouldn't let this happen. He should literally come out and be like, "Well, Willie, I upgraded my front court, and I didn't have a need for Van Allen Lubin because I had better players than him."
So, in the final 11 games of North Carolina's season, from Valentine's Day on, basically, as they were making this furious push to try and stay in the NCAA tournament field, which they ultimately did, Ven-Allen Lubin played. He played 24 and a half minutes a game. That was more than he had played the whole season. Remember, he entered the starting lineup in the end of January. So, but even after entering the starting lineup, it took him like a couple weeks to actually become a key factor for this team. By the end of the season, he was a key factor for this team. Final 11 games, 24 and a half minutes per game, 13.6 points per game, 7.2 rebounds per game, 67% from the field, which is what he did all season. I'll be honest. I think Will Wade is correct. If Ven-Allen Lubin plays 28 minutes for you, he will give you 15 and 8. The numbers back that up at Carolina. They back that up before Carolina. I think that's who Ven-Allen Lubin is. I think he's an extremely productive, undersized big man that has a lot of issues to his game.
What conference is North Carolina in?
VASS.
Right. And from Valentine's Day on, he was playing what opponents?
ASS opponents.
Okay, understood. And I mean, look, 13-7 is 13-7 in that time, and Will Wade probably is correct. But there is a little bit of like, you know, somebody had to play, and they're probably played Boston College in that stretch.
This video is brought to you by NBA2K Lab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's, that's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video. Spin zone. Let's just look at postseason play.
Okay.
Conference tournament on, because remember, they came up to the ASS tournament and it was not a guarantee that they were in the field, right? They needed to do some damage that week. Round one against Notre Dame, Ven-Allen Lou, 26 minutes, 17 points, 10 rebounds, double. Round two, Wake Forest, 26 minutes, 10 points, 13 rebounds, back-to-back doubles. Round three, Duke. Remember the game with the free throw incident at the end? Wasn't Ven-Allen Lou's fault. 34 minutes, season high. 20 points, 10 rebounds. Double in elimination games for North Carolina to end the season. Then in the first four, he had 12 and 4 in only 21 minutes. In the round of 64 against Ole Miss, 14 and 2. Bottom line is this. Those 11 games that I talked about, he was in double figures every single game because he played. He had a real role. And again, I'm not insinuating Ven-Allen's this perfect player. I'm not. But Will Wade knows that this is rooted in truth, and that's why he can get spicy with it. If Ven-Allen Lubin is just playing, he will be productive. That's the type of player that he is. North Carolina wasn't playing him last year because there are still a bunch of issues with his game. Like he couldn't catch the ball off of the actions that they were running often. He's not a shooter at all, and he's a 6'8" center basically. That is really hard to win high major power conference games with a 6'8" center that can't stretch the floor at all. So, like, again, you're right. I think North Carolina, the correct spin would be like, yeah, you took him. Okay, cool. He'll be productive for you. We got better players. We don't
Right.
care, you know?
Okay. Can I spin zone to your spin zone?
Sure.
I'm NC State. In a perfect world, Ven-Allen Lubin is your bench big. He's not your starting big.
So you don't think, because I guess if I'm Will Wade, the only reason I say this, well, there's two reasons I say this, but I wouldn't say this without feeling like he actually had like all conference potential. Like you must think Ven-Allen Lubin is like a contributing factor player to a good team. Do you think that Ven-Allen Lubin can be that?
As a starter,
I mean, Mr. 15 and 8. That's what Will Wade's calling him, right? Like you would only say that if you think he can be that on a good team.
I don't.
You don't think he's capable of that?
I don't. And I think we have what, three years of sample size to show that?
I think technically did he play 3 years or 2 years? Yeah, 3 years.
Three. And the tour at Vanderbilt?
I forgot about the Notre Dame year, to be honest with you.
You played at Notre Dame?
He was Notre Dame for a year, then Vanderbilt, then North Carolina.
Hmm. So it's four school in 4 years
Yeah.
for Mr. 15-8.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
But all three of those schools were just too stupid to play him.
Well, maybe Will Wade won't be.
Do you like this energy from Will Wade?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't
Talk
care
me through that side of this.
because it's a direct, no mince word shot at Hubert Davis in North Carolina. And I think this permeates through just in general that what Will Wade's trying to say is that he can put you in a better position than Hubert Davis can put you in, which is the massive narrative right now. Honestly, Will Wade's probably looking at, oh, everyone's saying this about Ian Jackson, everyone's saying this about Drake Powell. I took Ven-Allen Lubin. I can take that same angle that basically Hubert Davis won't put you in the right position to be great. But I can do that over here at NC State. And I think that'll help in the portal. It'll help in state too. Like having the more pull in the in-state recruiting in North Carolina with a lot of basketball talent. The move makes a lot of sense for Will Wade, and the words he's saying make a lot of sense.
You know, it is kind of interesting when you think about it. I'm not saying anything specific about this roster, how good they will be. But Will Wade's projected starting lineup next year in his first year at Will Wade, back at a high major program or at NC State, is a guy that he stole from Michigan State, a guy that he stole from Houston, a guy that he stole from Texas Tech, and a guy that he stole from North Carolina. Those are the four like transfer portal, I'm gonna go get a guy guys that Will Wade did. He took them from four of the biggest name, most prestigious programs in the country. Now, you're gonna make this point in a second. He basically got the Ven-Allen Lubin of Michigan State and the Ven-Allen Lubin of Houston, right? Terrence Arsenault wasn't a starter. Trey Holloman wasn't a starter. Ven-Allen Lubin wasn't a starter until the end of the season. Darian Williams is a no-brainer star ad. We're not going to argue that. But I almost wonder as you sort through this, like, was this all tactical from Will Wade from the jump? Like, steal a bunch of guys that are role players, ask them to play roles that are bigger than they deserve, but kind of paint this narrative of like, look who I stole. Look who I got. You know what I mean?
The point I was going to make is that he's kind of built like the Grinch. That's the first thing that came to my mind. But no, I do think that there is, I think he's sending a message in his first year that, he will go after anybody. He will try to get anybody in, whether it's, a player of Al Lubin's caliber or Arsenal or Trey Holloman. If what I'm saying, if you don't treat that player right, Will Wade will treat him right. It's kind of the angle he's taking here, which could be very beneficial in the portal, especially if these guys work out too.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting to watch.
Like because picture like a couple years from now, or even in the upcoming years, where Will Wade and NC State are the face of like who do you think of now as like the redemption team, like a team that did really good with transfers that didn't do well at their last spot.
I don't know if I have one off the top of my head, to be honest with you.
I mean, there was like a year there where it was like Jerome Tang, and he was getting a bunch of transfers like
Yeah.
that kind of didn't do well enough. But like, imagine NC State becomes this spot where it's like a second chance you or something like that, and it's like you come here and you basically revive your career.
So the pitches be second chance you mixed with Jerome Tang.
Well, when you put it like that, yeah.
Picking fights with Hubert Davis. Yeah, I'm out. So just draw a line in the sand. You got to stand with Will Wade or Hubert Davis. Who are you standing with here?
This works out perfect for me. Not a sand guy. I'm not on the beach.
I'll do something I've never done in the history of this channel.
Oh my.
I stand with Hubert Davis.
Oh,
I'm fine with the entertainment side of this. Like the content creator in me was like, oh, I love this. It's Ven-Allen Lubin, man. Is that really what we're doing? Like we're throwing pointed shots, direct headshots at a big blue bloody program.
oh. So also on that note, who has the better roster?
Carolina,
So
very
like,
clearly, very
yeah.
clearly.
So yeah.
Yeah,
So like, sick. Will.
it's crazy. I will say this. You know who I think should love this more than anybody?
Who?
John Shire.
Okay. Oh,
or Duke fans.
look at
If
these little
I'm
guys. Look at these little guys just bickering about Ven-Allen losing.
Dog, if I'm a Duke fan, I'm just literally texting all my Carolina fans like, man, y'all got your hands full with Will Wade and NC State over there. Like you let us know when you get over that hump, and then you can come back to our rivalry.
That's very very true.